Hey there, this is Craig from Rock Guitar Training. What we're going to do in this video is look at a lick that uses the E natural minor scale, and it involves having to combine a few different techniques. So it uses sweep picking, string skipping, and a little bit of hybrid picking. So the best thing I can do right now is zoom in and I'll show you the lick. What I'm going to do now is play through the lick at two different speeds. The first speed is going to be 40 beats per minute, and then the second speed will be a little bit faster at 80 beats per minute. In both examples I'm going to be playing 16th notes, so that means you have to play 4 evenly spaced notes per click of the metronome. So let's start off with 40 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's now bump up the metronome to 80 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now that I've played through the lick, let's now break it down. This lick's actually quite a challenging one to play, or at least it's challenging for me to play. And what we'll be doing is we'll be starting with our first finger at the 7th fret on the A string. And then what we do is we're going to play the 7th fret, and then go to the 9th fret on the D string with our 3rd finger. And then we'll play the 10th fret on the B string with our little finger. Now the most challenging thing about this lick, in my opinion at least, is the picking mechanic that we'll be using throughout. So as an example, what we need to do to play the first 3 notes is we're going to use 2 down strokes and on the first 2 notes, and then we're going to use our 3rd finger of our picking hand to play the 3rd note. So we're going to go down, down, and then the ring finger of our picking hand. So it looks like this. So essentially what we're doing is we're sweep picking the first 2 notes, and then we're using a finger for the 3rd note. So some people call that hybrid picking. Like hybrid picking is when you're combining using the pick with fingers. So what I recommend doing is actually isolating maybe the first 3 notes of the lick and just practice that. And the idea is you want to practice that until the picking becomes comfortable. Another really good practice tool is to actually mute the strings and then just work on the right hand in isolation. So that would sound like this. So I'm going down, down, finger pick. It's definitely not the most musical thing you can do, but it helps you learn the picking mechanic. Okay, so we've basically done the first 3 notes. And then the next 2 notes, it kind of starts off the same way. So we go E to B. And then we play the 8th fret on the B string. And I'm using the same picking mechanic throughout. So it's always down, down, and then using the 3rd finger of the picking hand. So it's down, down, finger. And then down, down, finger. And then we move down to the 5th fret on the A string, and we play the 7th fret on the D string with our 3rd finger, and then the 5th fret on the B string with our little finger. And it's the same picking mechanic, so down, down, finger pick. And then we play the 5th fret, 7th fret again. And then we play the 5th fret on the B string with our first finger. So this chunk sounds like this. And then we move away from that hybrid picking idea, and then to do this chunk we play the 3rd finger on the 7th fret on the D string, and then we slide down to the 5th fret and then play the 4th fret with our 2nd finger. And then we move to the D note or the 5th fret on the A string with our 3rd finger. So it looks like this. And to pick this bit, what I'm doing is a downstroke, then a slide, and then I sweep pick 2 up strokes. So it's down, slide, up, up. And again, that's a really good bit of the lick to isolate, so you want to master the picking hand part. Then we move on to the second bar, and this bar is pretty much going back to the hybrid picking mechanic that we've talked about. So we do down, down, and then you pluck the string with our 3rd finger. So what we do is we play the 3rd fret on the A string with our 1st finger, the 5th fret with our 3rd finger on the D string, and then the 5th fret on the B string with our little finger. So it's down, down, finger pick. And then we move to a different string grouping, but it's still the same picking mechanic. So we're going to play the F sharp note, so that's the 4th fret on the D string with our 1st finger, and then the 5th fret on the G string with our 3rd finger, and then finally the 5th fret on the thin string with our little finger. And again, that's down, down, finger pick. So that chunk sounds like this. And then we play the 5th fret on the D string with our 1st finger, the 7th fret on the G string with our 3rd finger, and the thin E string with our little finger. Same picking mechanic, down, down, finger pick. Now after we've played that 7th fret note, we then pull off to our 1st finger, which is at the 5th fret, and then we play the 7th fret on the B string with our 2nd finger, and then we play the 9th fret on the G string with our little finger. So I'll show you what that looks like. Now as far as picking that bit, I play the 7th fret with my ring finger of the picking hand, then we do a pull off, and then I sweep pick 2 up strokes. And to finish the entire lick off, I'm playing the 7th fret on the G string with my 2nd finger, and my preference is to add some vibrato. So that whole last little chunk, this whole second bar sounds like this. Now to finish off, what I'll do is I'll play the whole lick from start to finish very, very slowly. Okay, that's about it for today. Hope you have a lot of fun with the lick. And don't forget, if you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to this channel, and you can also visit my website to check out the full lesson. So the lesson includes text and tablature and a few other helpful playing tips So if there's a link down below, just click on the link and go to my website now.